So when you're in your GHL dashboard, it might look overwhelming or confusing. I promise you it's not, and we will demystify and clear everything up really easily right here. So all you need to focus on first and foremost is this left-hand menu. This is going to give you access to everything you need. And the first place you're going to want to go is the settings page. So go in here to the settings page, fill out your business information, go to your profile, fill out your profile information, fill out your billing information, and if you need to add any staff, employees, VAs, partners, you can go in here to My Staff and click Add Employee, put in their user information, give them their user permissions, select their user roles, and even select a whole bunch of stuff regarding availability, calendar and voicemail settings, etc. The next place I would encourage you to go is set up your phone number. So with GHL, you can actually go and create SMS numbers and phone numbers for automatic calling, automatic voicemails, SMS, etc. So you can go in here, you can create your phone number, you can go and add your own area code. So I'm located in Rhode Island, so the number is a 401 number. There's also WhatsApp, reputation management. You can explore all this stuff. The next thing we'll talk about is your domains tab. So I'm assuming you probably have your own website, your own domain. If not, then you should probably consider getting one if you're serious about your online business. So you're just going to go ahead and purchase your domain from GoDaddy, HostGator, Bluehost. Personally, I always go with GoDaddy. You'll click add, you'll put in that domain here, and they've made it so simple to just go ahead and connect that domain. Just follow the prompts. So once you've got all of your settings figured out, we're going to talk about the Sites tab. Now, the Sites tab is extremely important because this is where you will build any sales funnels or websites. So if we click on the Sites tab, you'll see we have some sub-tabs up here. We have funnels, we have websites, blogs, forms, surveys, chat widget, etc. If you need to build a sales funnel, it's pretty cut and dry. It's going to be here under the Funnels tab. You can create a new funnel. You can start from a template or start from blank. Now, personally, pro tip, create folders if you have different projects or brands. Just create folders for them, so keep everything nice and organized. One thing that's great about GHL is, as we saw in the Domains tab, we can actually add multiple domains here, unlike platforms like Kajabi. So you can actually run several businesses off one account if you're tagging and segmenting your leads correctly. Now, the next tab is websites. So if you want to build an actual website, you can go in here and create a new website versus a sales funnel. You can build blogs, etc. So next, let's talk about forms. Now, if you are generating leads, getting people signing up to your newsletter, that's all going to be built in the form builder. So again, I use folders to organize everything, but you can just go to add form, start from scratch, or choose from a template, and it will bring up the form builder. It's super simple. You're just going to click right here to name your form. So we'll name this test form 1. And if you need, it's going to start you off with this, right? And you can just click any of these and you can click the X to delete them. And if you need to add new stuff, all of your options are going to be right here. So you can actually do condition logic, you can do notification settings, but mostly you're going to be here in the Elements tab. All of the quick add options are right here, and all you have to do is just drag and drop. So if I want email, I'll just click it, drag it, and drop it. If I want to create a custom field, I can go in here and create any custom field that I want. And once I'm done, I just click save. Really easy. Now, next, let's talk about the chat widget. So if you want to have a live chat widget, what's cool is GHL has all of this built in. Again, unlike platforms like Kajabi where you have to get code from Facebook Messenger. So you can go in here and customize your chat widget. And once you're ready, you can just click this Get Code button right here, and you can copy the code. And we'll talk about where to put that code in just a second. So let's go back here to the funnels page. Now, when we build a funnel or a website, this same thing applies. Again, I create folders to keep everything organized, but we'll do new funnel and we'll start from scratch, and we'll do test 1. And we'll go ahead and create that funnel. Now, what this is going to do is go ahead and create that test 1 funnel. And let's see if we can find it here in our funnels page. We'll go to, here it is right here. So we'll click on that funnel we just created. And as you can see, there's nothing here. The first thing I like to do is take care of all my settings. So I go to the settings tab, And right here, we can actually choose which domain we want to connect. So if you just connected your domain there in the settings tab, you'll just go ahead and select it right here. Then that tracking code that we copied for our chat widget is actually just going to go right here in the body tracking. And just make sure to go ahead and enable the chat widget right here. Now your head tracking code, this is going to be your Facebook pixel, your Google pixel, your Snapchat pixel, your TikTok pixel. Any tracking codes that you're using are all just going to go right here in the head tracking code field, and that will apply it to every page on your funnel. So whether you have a 1-page funnel or a 100-page funnel, you only need to put that stuff in once right here, which is really nice. Now let's talk about grabbing the favicon. So the favicon, if you weren't aware, is this little thing right here that shows up, that tiny little image in the tab. So we're going to go ahead and go to our settings tab, and we're going to go to our media folder. And the way you grab a favicon is you just go into one of your media folders. To be honest with you, I'm not sure where my favicon is on this account. I don't use this account much often. It's really a test account, but let's say we wanted to grab this one. This is a favicon. I'm just going to right click and I'm going to get link. And then I'm going to go back to my funnel. You can also open that media folder up in a totally separate window or tab to make it easier. But we'll go back to the settings page, and we're just going to paste in the favicon URL right there. Really, really easy. So now we'll click save. So we've gotten our settings taken care of for our entire funnel. Now we just need to add our steps. So let's say we're building a funnel for a webinar. Our first one is going to be our opt-in page. This is where people are going to see what they're going to learn in the webinar, and they're going to give us their information using that form we created in the form builder. For our path, so when you're on a website, if you see up here, it says app.coursecreator360.com/v2 location, all that stuff. That's what this path is. So let's say you had your webinar and we did webinar-1 opt-in. Now, pro tip, if you have a serious online business, you're going to have a lot of different lead magnets and opt-in pages. So get as specific as this as you can. So for one of our courses, we have a webinar on creating short form content scripts. We have another one on how we generate 50K plus per month. So we would do short form script training opt-in or 50K per month training opt-in. So just get specific with it, but this will work just fine for our test. So we'll go ahead and create our funnel step right here. Now, the next thing I like to do is just create the framework for any other additional steps that I would need. So for a webinar funnel, we will need an opt-in page. We'll need a watch room page as well. So we'll call this watch room. And then we'll do the path webinar-1 watch-room. Boom. So we've created our 2 stages right there. Now, I'm not going to go into super in-depth funnel building here, but I will show you how to link up the form. If you'd like a more in-depth video on actually building these funnels, let me know. I can create that, or check out the channel because there's a lot of funnel building content on here. But real quick, when it comes to your funnel building, I know it can be overwhelming to just see this blank space and you have no idea what the heck is going on. So to really simplify things, up here you have your desktop and your mobile modes. This is going to allow you to edit on whichever mode you have selected. Here you have all of your pages, so we can easily switch between our opt-in page and our watch room page. Here we have our pop-up settings. So if you want an exit intent pop-up, or if you want them to click a button to opt in and the form is on this pop-up, you can edit the pop-up right here. We'll do that in just a second. Here we have SEO and metadata. So like right up here, it says Course Creator 360, whatever you wanted it to say here. So we could do like webinar-test. And then if I save that and update the SEO data, it will now say webinar-test. So we'll go ahead and we'll save this page right here. Oh, we need to actually add a section first before we can preview it. So we'll go ahead. I wanted to talk about that in just a minute, but we'll add it right here anyways. So we'll save it. We'll preview it. And you can see now we have that favicon that we uploaded before, and now it says webinar test. So the first thing you need to do is add sections. So there's sections, rows, and elements. These are going to be the 3 main things that you're going to use inside of your funnel building. Your sections are really the foundation. You need a section to add a row, and then you need a row to add elements inside that row. So I like to go with full width. So I'll grab a full width, and then you can see it prompts you to add a row. So this is if it want anything from a 1-column row to a 6-column row. So let's say we went with a 2-column, we could put an image here, we could put text and button here. Again, if you want more in-depth information on funnel building, there's plenty of content here on the channel. But if you'd like a specific step-by-step GHL walkthrough for funnel building, let me know in the comments and I will create that for you. So let's just go ahead and add a button, and then we can link up this button and we can see how we can use that form that we just built. So here we have a button, and let's just say we did like watch now, right, for our webinar. And you can go in here to do some settings. So I like the glow effect. I like to create a little border around it, and then I like to do like a 10 to 15 radius just to round it a little bit. But anyways, we're not going to get in the weeds on all that stuff. But when you have your button down at the bottom where it says button actions, this is where you can choose what you want your button to do. So go to a website URL, go to the next steps, a specific step, scroll down to a specific element on your page. We're going to open a pop-up. So when I click this button, it's going to open the pop-up. And if you remember, the pop-up settings are right here. So now we'll go ahead and do add row. We will do a 1-column row, and we'll search for the form that we just created. So let's click form. And then we will do test form 1, which is that form that we just created right here. So now we've got our form linked up to our funnel. Now, when we decide we want our form to do, when we click on the form, redirect action, just like the button. So for this one, it's just going to go to the next step, which is that watch room. So that's just the really 30,000 foot view of just the very tip of the iceberg of this funnel stuff. Again, happy to provide more info. Just let me know what you want down in the comments, and I will make that video specifically for you, even if you're the only one that watches it. So the next step we're going to talk about is our automations. Automations are absolutely crucial, and the automation functionality in GHL is really what sets it apart, in my opinion, from a lot of its competitors like Kajabi and ClickFunnels or Teachable or anything else. So when we come into our automations library, again, I create folders, but to create an automation, we will create a workflow. So let's say when someone opted in to our webinar using that form we created, we want to send them an automated email and give them a tag so we know internally that they watched the webinar or opted in for it at the very least. We'll create a workflow. And guys, automations in GHL are so complicated. In the link down below, or they can be simple as well, but what I mean is you can make them extremely complicated. In the description down below, there's a link to my completely free funnel and automation bootcamp where I actually give step-by-step professionally edited video guides on how to create all of the funnels that I build on a regular basis, as well as create all of the automations, both simple and complex, that I use on a regular basis for our 6- and 7-figure online programs. So make sure to check that out. It's completely free. There are no upsells. I literally have nothing to sell you here. Just want to add value. So go ahead and check that out. But we'll start from scratch. And the first thing we want to do is name our automation. So we'll do test 1. So the first thing we want to do is add a trigger. Now, the trigger is simply what's going to start the automation. So when X happens, the automation starts. So in this case, when someone fills out that form that we created and added to the site, the automation is triggered. So for this will be a form fill, right? So we'll do form submitted right here, and we'll just click form submitted. Then we'll do add filter. And what we're doing now is clicking form is, and we're just going to search for the form that we created. So it was test form 1. So now anytime that form on that funnel that we just built is submitted, it will trigger this automation. Then what you can do is just go ahead and add an email. So we'll click send email. You'll put in your from name, your from email, your subject, or you can use a template, which we'll talk about in just a minute. That's going to be in the marketing tab, which we'll cover next. So you'll write all that out, you'll click save. With a webinar, a lot of times we trigger an email to send them a replay of the webinar. So let's say your webinar is an hour long or 30 minutes long. What you could do here is create a wait period. So once that form's submitted, you're going to wait, let's say 45 minutes, and just do wait 45 minutes, click save, and then you'll send them an email with the replay. Now, there's some pretty advanced stuff you can actually do. You can actually track how much of the video they watch and send them specific emails or texts based on how much they watched. But that's in the bootcamp, so check that out in the bootcamp. Now we can also do an SMS. If we got their phone number, we can send SMS. But we always want to make sure that after someone opts into a form, we always want to make sure we tag them so we can stay organized. So let's say I always do a lead master list, right? So I'll add them to a lead master list. Any lead that comes in, regardless of lead magnet, gets the master tag. And then we always do a lead specific tag. So this would be like lead webinar 1. Click save. And now it's going to add those tags. And if we want it to go live, we'll just click publish and save. Really, really easy. So next, let's talk about the marketing tab. And again, I want to just make it clear, anything here that you want more information on or need more details on or more help on, let me know in the comments. I literally will create a guide just for you. Again, even if you're the only one that watches it. The goal of this channel is not to get a ton of subs and a ton of views. It's really just to add as much value as possible. So next, let's talk about the marketing tab. So here in our marketing tab, this is where primarily we just use this for emails. So email campaigns and templates. So we saw there in the automation builder, we could select an email from a template. So you can actually go in here to the template builder. You can create a new template. You can start from some of the things that they have for you. You can start from a blank template, and then you can just save that and name it whatever you want. So let's say it was FTF main nurture sequence. We would just go select template and plug that in. Now, if you want to send an email blast, let's say your webinar is getting you a bunch of leads and it's the holiday season coming up like it is right now at the time of filming this, and you want to send all these people a holiday offer for a promo. You could come in here and go to your email campaigns. Again, you could create a folder if you'd like. You can just go new. You can start from any templates, or you can just write a blank email. Go with the design editor. And again, this is just all drag and drop. Once you're ready to send it, you can send it now. You can schedule it ahead of time. You're going to put in your sender email. So this is the email it's coming from. So let's say it was support@yourdomain.com or your name at yourdomain.com. You can put in your sender name. So this is who it's from. So your name and your subject line. They also have some AI options, which is cool. Preview text. Here's where you'll choose who it goes to. So choose contacts from tag. And if we wanted to send it to all of our leads, this is why I do that master tag. I could just do lead master list. And when you select that, it's going to show you how many people it goes to. And what's cool is, let's say this was scheduled out a week in advance, but you're like, man, I want to schedule this now, but over the next week, I might get another 100 people to opt into my webinar. Well, you can actually go and click yes, include them. And this will mean that even though you're scheduling this a week in advance, anyone who gets this tag in the next week will get the email. So really, really cool stuff here. Definitely take advantage of this. So next, as we come to the end here, let's talk about the conversations tab. This is an easy one. Any conversation you have with anyone, whether it's an email, SMS, and you can actually, in the settings tab, even link your Instagram and Facebook profiles here. So any DMs, emails, texts, they'll all be here in the conversations tab. They make it really, really easy. And then you're going to have your contacts tab. So this will show all of your different contacts, their phone numbers, their names, their emails. And if you want to send an SMS, you're going to do this right here. So you'll click send SMS. Actually, first, we need to select everyone if you want to send this to all of your contacts. So if I wanted to hit up all 568 contacts, I could go ahead and select all of those, send an SMS, click proceed, write out my SMS, name it, and then send the SMS right there. So that is a very 30,000-foot overview here of GHL. As I've said a few times here, if you have any questions or need any more details, comment down below. I will create a video just for you if it means it'll help your business. With that being said, hope you found this valuable. If you did, make sure to give it a like, share it with some friends or colleagues, and hope to see you in the next video. Peace.